This week, a major company in the collision repair industry issued a public apology. And while that may sound like something that only affects body shops or insurance companies, what they apologized for affects how your car is being repaired, what gets skipped, and whether your vehicle is actually safe after you get it back. Before we go any further, I want to be very clear about something. This isn't about attacking a company. It isn't about stirring up drama inside the industry. This is about how decisions that happen far away from you quietly shape the repair that your vehicle receives long before you ever pick up the keys. In the collision repair world, there are certain procedures that aren't optional anymore. Things like scanning your vehicle's computers or checking safety systems and recalibrating cameras and sensors after an accident. These steps are required by car manufacturers. They exist to protect you. In simple terms, modern vehicles just don't rely on steel and airbags anymore. They rely on cameras and sensors and software that all have to agree with one another, often down to fractions of an inch. If these systems aren't checked and rechecked after a collision, your car doesn't know what it's supposed to know. But recently, a diagnostic company admitted that it entered into an agreement with an insurance company that effectively set prices for those procedures, not based on what the work costs, not based on what the manufacturer requires, based solely on what the insurance company was willing to pay. At a recent national industry meeting, that company publicly apologized. And to be clear, an apology matters. Owning a mistake matters. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Once a price is set in the system, it doesn't stay isolated. It becomes a benchmark, a ceiling, a pressure point. Think of it like this. If a national company says, this is what the work costs, that number doesn't stay a suggestion. It becomes the number that everyone is measured against, even if the work itself hasn't gotten cheaper, easier, or faster. Here's what most car owners don't realize. When prices for safety procedures are artificially lowered, something has to give. Either the shop eats the cost, the procedure gets rushed, or the procedure quietly disappears from the repair plan. And if you're thinking, well, I'd never let that happen, you wouldn't know, because you don't see the negotiations behind the scenes. Those conversations don't happen at the front counter. They happen between systems and software and contracts that you'll never see. And by the time that you're told something isn't covered, the decision often feels final when it may not be. Modern vehicles don't fail loudly when something is missed. Your car may drive fine. The dash may be clear. Everything may feel normal until a safety system doesn't respond the way that it should. A camera is slightly misaligned, or a future accident doesn't go the way that it was designed to. Safety failures today are quiet. They don't announce themselves. They show up in moments where you don't expect them, when reaction time matters, or when technology is supposed to assist instead of hesitate. This isn't about fear. It's about understanding how decisions made far away from you can affect you long after the repair is done. This company's apology raises a much bigger question, one that we talk a lot about here on the Airing of Grievances. Who gets to decide what a safe repair costs? Is it the manufacturer who designed the vehicle, the trained repair professional doing the work, or is it a third party whose goal is cost control? Because once price replaces procedure, safety becomes optional. Now here's the good news. You're not powerless. You can ask whether the repair followed the manufacturer procedures. You can ask whether cost influenced what was or wasn't done. And if you ever hear something like, the insurance company won't pay for that, that's your cue to ask a better question. The better question is this. Is this procedure required by the vehicle manufacturer to return my car to a safe condition? Because if the answer is yes, then whether the insurance company wants to pay for it is no longer the most important part of the conversation. You can also ask, if this step isn't performed, what risk does it create for me? Will this be documented as completed? If it's not included, can I see where the manufacturer says it's optional? You're not being difficult by asking these questions. You're being responsible. This is your vehicle. It's your family. It's your liability. And your right to understand the repair. Listen, apologies don't rewind the clock, but they do pull back the curtain. Apologies matter. Transparency matters more. And informed consumers are the only real counterbalance in a system built around cost control. And if this story teaches us anything, it's this. The safest repair isn't always the cheapest one. And the person who should benefit the most from a repair decision is you. That's today's airing of grievances. My name is Eric Raymer. Rob will be back next week, but I just want to say thank you for taking time. If you made it all the way to this part of the video, do us a favor, give the thumbs up, share this video with your friends, anybody who might be interested in the topic, and we'll see you again next week. Happy Saturday.